Live from HBFO Channel 6, Bloke in a Pub, Matthew Mills. Higgs Boson family, you stay classy. Well, hello and welcome to the robust financial reconnaissance that is Bloke in a Pub, and I am your pathfinder, Matthew Mills. So the Chancellor has decided that there will not be an autumn budget this year. He's decided instead we're going to have what's called a comprehensive spending review.
We have seen that money can behave in anomalous ways.
And what does that mean and why is that important? Well, what it means is we're going to be having a look at the income to the country and we're going to be looking at our expenditure. Why that is important is that this particular Chancellor has spent £2.5 trillion and needs to balance the books. What does that then imply? Well, if you spent all of this money, you need to find a way to recover it. And there's a number of ways you can do that. You can stop spending. That's difficult at the moment because we've obviously got a virus we're needing to combat and we're needing to pay for people to stay at home to prevent it spreading. The other thing you can do is you can increase your revenues, which is difficult when people aren't working and paying much tax. You have to find other ways to increase the burden of taxation. And what's being talked about was delivered in a report about tax simplification was increasing capital gains tax. Now that's the tax you pay when you sell assets like second homes and shares and what have you. And at the moment you pay capital gains tax at half the rate of your income tax. So if you're a basic rate taxpayer and you pay 20% tax, you sell some shares and you make some gains, you will pay 10% capital gains tax. And the idea is that those will be equalised such that if you're a higher rate taxpayer, paying 40% income tax and you sell some shares and make some gains, you will pay 40% capital gains. And there's a huge uplift in income to the Treasury from that. Where it will particularly hit people though is if you're merging a company or acquiring a company, because at the moment there's something called entrepreneurs relief, where if you sell shares in an unlisted company, so Higgs Boson for example, if you were to sell Higgs Boson, the shares are unlisted, that would be a sale of an asset. That would attract capital gains tax, but you can claim entrepreneurs relief, which means you only pay tax at 10%. And you could make up to £1 million of gain and pay only 10% tax. Of course, if that goes up to 40%, then that will stymie a lot of merger and acquisition activities, which could be a bit of a problem. Because as you've got the economy shutting down, you want the economy to start moving, you want this kind of activity going forward to drive it forward. Now there's a much broader implication of this comprehensive spending review as well. To pay the 2.5 trillion quid for furloughs and all the other things that have been done during the lockdown, the government has had to borrow money. And it's been able to do that because the Bank of England have reduced interest rates to an unprecedented low. So it's very easy to borrow large sums of money because paying the interest on those loans is very, very low. Now it's possible that the comprehensive spending review will show that the economy is in real trouble, is that we're not producing enough revenues, we've massively overspent, and investors may start to struggle to see how we're going to be paying these debts back. They might then start undermining the confidence in those loans and start demanding higher levels of interest, which makes it harder to service the debt and drives your economy down even further. Now we won't know until we actually see the results of that, but it could be that they're scary and that we end up with a period of volatility, particularly centred around UK shares and the UK economy as a result. But again, we'll know more when we actually see the figures, and we'll be back with that next time.